When you get a brand new car, let's be honest, that huge owner's manual is the last thing you're going to read, right? It just gets tossed in the glove box and totally forgotten. But what if the most important features of your new Jeep Compass were hiding in those pages? Well, that's exactly what this is for. We've done the heavy lifting for you, and this is your official cheat sheet.
I mean, really think about that. The brochures, they're all about horsepower and cool touchscreens. But the stuff that really matters, the information that makes you a smarter, safer owner, well, that's usually buried deep in the fine print. So, we actually combed through all 282 pages of the official manual, and we've pulled out the most critical, the most surprising, and honestly, the most useful information that every single 2025 Jeep Compass owner absolutely needs to know. So, let's dive in. Okay, we're going to start with the very first thing you touch, your key fob. You probably think you know exactly what it does, but trust me, it's got a few secret powers that go way beyond just locking and unlocking the doors. Yeah, on the surface, it's pretty simple. Lock, unlock, panic button. But the reality? It's way cooler. This little device can remote start your engine, getting the heat or the AC just right before you even step outside. Plus, it's your first line of defense in arming the vehicle's security system. It's basically the command center for your entire car, right there in your pocket. Now, speaking of remote start, the manual has a pro tip that's also a life or death safety warning. And I'm serious here. Never, ever use this feature in a closed garage or any confined space. The exhaust gas has carbon monoxide in it, and that stuff is odorless, colorless, and it can be deadly. It's an amazing feature for comfort, but you've got to treat it with some serious respect. All right, moving on from the key in your pocket to the actual brain of the car, your Jeep Compass is packed with all kinds of driving assistance features. But you should think of them less like gadgets and more like a trusted co-pilot, one that's ready to jump in and help when you need it. Take parking, for example. We've all been there. With ParkSense Active Park Assist, the car literally does the hardest part for you. You just push a button, the system starts looking for a spot, and then you just follow the prompts on the screen. You actually take your hands off the wheel, you control the brake and the gas, and the car steers itself perfectly into the space. It really is that simple. But, and this is probably the most important thing to remember about these systems, while features like Active Driving Assist can handle steering and speed, they are not self-driving. This is a hands-on driver and control system, period. The car is there to assist, but you are always the pilot. The manual makes it super clear that you, the driver, are always responsible for paying attention and being ready to take over in a split second. Okay, next up, let's talk about how your car communicates with you. It's constantly sending you messages through the dashboard, and it is so important to understand its language, especially when it's trying to warn you about something big. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This is a direct quote from the manual itself. It's a pretty stark reminder that these warnings, they're not just suggestions. They are critical instructions for your safety and, frankly, for the long-term health of your vehicle. So let me ask you a question. If a light flashes on your dash right now, would you know the difference between the ones that mean, hey, keep an eye on this, and the ones that are screaming, pull over safely right now? Knowing the difference is one of the most important things you can know as a driver. Well, here's your answer. These three red lights are the ones you can never, ever ignore. First, the brake system light. It could just be your parking brake, but it could also be a major hydraulic failure. Next, the oil pressure light. That means your engine is losing lubrication, and you need to shut it off immediately to prevent catastrophic damage. And finally, the battery charge light. That signals a problem with the charging system, which means your car could just die at any moment. Knowing what the warnings mean is half the battle, right? The other half is knowing exactly what to do when they pop up. And luckily, the manual gives you a kind of emergency playbook for some of the most common issues. For instance, a dead battery. Here is the correct and safe way to jumpstart your vehicle. The order you connect the cables is critical to prevent sparks and protect your car's electronics. It goes like this. Positive to positive, then the negative from the booster car connects to a metal ground on your car, away from the dead battery. And when you disconnect, you do it in the exact reverse order. Now, if you ever see a transmission limp home mode warning, don't panic. I know it sounds terrifying, but it's actually a protective measure. The car senses a potential issue and locks the transmission into a single gear to prevent more damage, which allows you to limp to a safe place. A lot of the time, you can even reset it yourself. Just stop the car, shift to park, turn the engine off for about 30 seconds, and then restart it.
And for all those times when you just can't fix it yourself, this is the number every owner should have saved in their phone: 1-800-521-2779. That's your direct line to help for basically everything: a flat tire, running out of gas, or even needing a tow.
So, to wrap all this up, we've boiled down the most crucial overarching principles from the manual into what we're calling the owner's oath. Think of these as the 3 golden rules for every single Jeep Compass driver. And the very first rule is all about understanding the vehicle itself. The manual has this really prominent rollover warning. And what it means is that because your Compass sits higher off the ground than a regular car, you have to drive it differently. Sharp turns or sudden moves at high speeds are really dangerous and can cause you to lose control. You just have to respect the physics of your vehicle. So it really all comes down to this simple owner's oath. Number 1, always buckle up. It is the single most effective safety device in your car. Number 2, never ever leave children unattended in the vehicle. The car is not a playpen and it is not a babysitter. And number 3, drive safely and always respect the vehicle's higher profile. These 3 rules, right here, they really are the core safety philosophy of the entire owner's manual. Look, your new Jeep Compass is an incredible piece of technology. It's filled with features that are designed to make your life easier and safer. And yeah, reading that manual might not be the most exciting thing in the world, but really understanding what your car can do for you, that's where the real adventure begins. So, what will you discover next?